It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Clayton's running back, Jalen Chadwick, who recently transferred. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about your experience playing for Cleveland and then transferring to Clayton?
It was a pretty unique experience, I'd say, just because, going from the one rival school to another. And at first it was kind of stressful, I would say, but after a while, it was just a change. And I got really used to it. And I had fun at both schools. And, this last year at Clayton was the best year I could have asked for.
What dramatically made you change from Cleveland to go to Clayton?
It was a recruiting situation. I don't know if you saw the big announcement or whatever I would call it on my Twitter, but after my junior year, I didn't have too much college interest, and that was a big thing for me because I wanted to play college sports. And after my junior year, throughout the off season, I was told there was no plans for recruiting. And so after that, it was kind of my future or me having fun playing football for my last year of high school.
How did you know that you wanted to go to Clayton?
Clayton, just in the past, has been a school that sent people to college to play sports, and that's just what they've done over the last couple of years with Devin Carter, Savion Jackson, and there's a lot of other names out there. Just kids they sent to go play college football wherever.
Can you talk about your experience playing for Clayton?
That was a unique experience as well due to the stuff that happened in the preseason with Coach Jinx leaving and Bennett Jones. But besides that, football itself was fun. It was a fun year just playing. It wasn't the best what we expected it, but we made the most out of it. I had fun, and just the community of Clayton made it so much better for me just playing football.
What have you accomplished at Clayton in the past 3 years?
I only went to Clayton for 1 year, but for that year that I was there, I think my accomplishments really just football-wise were I think I had like 20-something touchdowns and 1,300 yards. But I didn't really look so far into that. It's more of the relationships I built while I was there with the coaches and the teammates that I'm really good friends with now that I never would have thought before that I would be friends with.
What do you look forward to accomplishing in the spring season?
Hopefully, now that I'm at Barton, hopefully I can make my way onto the field as a true freshman, whether it's returning kicks, special teams, or playing running back or receiver. Whatever I can do to help the team and get on the field, I'm willing to do that.
Can you talk about your experience playing running back at Clayton?
That was a fun experience because Clayton is more of a downhill running team. Cleveland's more of a zone team. So I had to change the way I ran a little bit to be more physical and used to just running right up somebody's back. But playing there was pretty fun. It was different, and I like the style that they have there for all their players.
What was the recruitment process like before you committed to Barton?
It was pretty tough. It was a lot of thinking, and it was very, very, very long. With me being a smaller back, schools weren't so ready to give me a chance to play there. So when Barton finally let me come visit and offered me, it was kind of felt like home, and they felt really interested in me. So that's where I decided to go.
Who were some of the schools that were recruiting you besides Barton?
North Carolina Central, St. Andrews, Newberry, Randolph-Macon, Averett. I was talking to Western Carolina for a little bit, and that's about it.
Can you talk about the official visit and how that was like for you?
Coaches and walked around campus, the football field. They didn't really have the locker rooms or anything built, so we didn't get to go there. But besides that, the visit was pretty good.
What do you plan to accomplish at Barton with a new head coach and starting up the program?
Hopefully this first year, like I said, I could get my way onto the field, whether it's special teams or playing running back or receiver, which I'm used to playing. But in the future, I just want to try to go down as one of the best athletes, if not just the best running back, to come to the school.
Can you talk about, I know that you just graduated from Clayton, but with a new head coach at Clayton, what does the Clayton football players look forward to accomplishing with a new head coach?
They seem excited. I haven't talked to them too much recently, but just for me being there the 3 months I was with Coach Andy, they were excited to get back at it. Coach Andy seems like an amazing coach for the time that I was with him, and I'm excited for him to get back to the Clayton team that we used to be the years before.
What advice would you give upcoming high school athletes looking to get recruited to the next level?
Personally, I would say, honestly, for football, make sure you maximize everything you can control, whether it's the weight room, your grades, everything you can control to where when a college coach comes and talks to you, it's easier for him to give you a chance versus giving another kid a chance.
What advice would you give upcoming high school athletes looking to get into football?
Just work as hard as you can. Like me, myself, I can say, honestly, I didn't work as hard as I should have, and luckily I'm where I am today. But I want to say to other kids coming up, just make sure you work as hard as you can. Hit the weight room. Get good grades. Do everything you can to put yourself in the best position to be successful on the field and off.
What advice would you give upcoming high school athletes that are trying to decide, do they transfer to a rivalry school or to a different school to get recruited?
You got to put your future first. And for me, it was tough because, my best friends went to Cleveland, and so it was kind of hard losing some of those relationships. But at the end of the day, it's what you want to do with your future. And for me, I wanted to play college football no matter what the cost was. So that's just the decision you got to make, and you got to be able to make that decision with you and your family.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
My Instagram is Jalen Chadwick with 2 Ks at the end. My Twitter is, I'm pretty sure it's Jalen Chadwick too. But besides that, that's all I really have right now. If anybody wanted to come speak to me, you can find me on those. And I'm on my phone all the time, so you can get with me whenever.
Thank you again, Jalen Chadwick, for your interview, and best of luck at Barton in this upcoming year.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Jalen, for your interview, and good luck.
All right, thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.